help you to feel home. They accept everybody.
Super multicultural, right? Every single person you see has their own story, has their own background. It's like fun and it's like a crazy ass city.
Been challenges along the way, but I think the city's been good to me. Like I think if you keep your eyes open and you keep your doors open, the city can really reward you.
I'm a foodie, so I can eat around the world in Toronto.
I love the city, I really do. It's an energy thing, you know, and that's something you can't really show. It's something you can only feel, and you have to come here to experience it. It's about that time. It's about that time I made a little film about Toronto. It's kind of a rainy day though. I think that's a lot better. Does anyone else's mood just increase when it's sunny, or is it just me?
Okay, so your name and where you're from?
Cool. My name is Cash. I'm from New York, but I lived all over the world. And do you want me to tell you why I like Toronto? So I love Toronto because, so as I told you, I traveled all over the world, right? And I was really young when I traveled. I was in Africa and whatnot. And in Toronto, I always run into people from Africa that I've known from when I was in middle school in Africa or Southeast Asia. And everybody seems to be having a really fun time always. It's really dope. I love everyone's energy. It's really different. Everyone's more connected also.
What I tell everybody is that I do every day. Okay, literally I have 2 businesses I'm trying to fund, right? So I'm trying to raise capital by doing everything. I paint, sell art, mostly trade art. So I have one right here from an artist that I'm going to. I keep discovering new areas in Toronto every day because I'm pretty much up and about every day. So yeah, it's beautiful, it's diverse, people are nicer, definitely quiet. Yeah.
Originally from London, England, 1957. My name is Colin, C-O-L-I-N.
And what brought you to Toronto?
Work, originally. I joined the UN in Toronto, went all over the world. I've been to 109 countries and came back to Toronto to retire.
And what made you stay in Toronto? If you've been to 109 countries, what was it so special about here?
I think because it is multicultural. I'm gay, and so obviously I feel very safe in the city. It's been a tough ride, but now no problem. But multiculturalism, I like the atmosphere, and I'm a foodie, so I can eat around the world in Toronto.
What would you say attracts you to Toronto aside from maybe it being your birthplace? Is there something that just draws you here?
It's a great city. I mean, I could do without the winter, but other than that, the winter doesn't really stop too many things. When I was in London, there was some snow for a few days and the airport shut down. Whereas here people go out. I like the neighborhoods. The neighborhoods are kind of unique. You just walk. If you live downtown, it's amazing. I grew up in the suburbs, which was a great place to grow up. But as I got older, it wasn't really a place I wanted to live. I do find it certainly affordability is an issue for housing and stuff. That's a major issue here. I feel bad for young people. Because I don't know what they're going to do. But that's, most major cities, that's an issue. But really, I like walking around the neighborhoods. Kensington is unique, but, Little Italy or just through the Annex or wherever, just going from neighborhood to neighborhood. And I live fairly central, so it's easy to get around for me. I can't speak for everybody, transit-wise. People are super friendly, super accepting. I'm 50. Growing up, Toronto was super white, and it's not anymore. I mean, who cares really? To be everyone here. What I like about Canada as well, it's everyone. You're a Canadian. I'm a Canadian. I'm first generation. My parents are immigrants. As long as you're not a dick, you're accepted here.
My name is Will Schloderer, and I'm from Sandusky, Ohio, which is just about 60 miles to the west of Cleveland.
And what brings you to Toronto?
We come to Toronto every year to celebrate our anniversary, and for a long time it was the anniversary of our first meeting, and now it's the anniversary of our wedding. So we love Toronto because there's just If you can't find something fun to do and something terrific to eat in the city of Toronto, there is something seriously damaged about your personality. You know, we love to go to the Toronto Islands and goof off. Last year there was an Indian festival there, so we, got to eat and spend time on the islands. We always go up in the CN Tower because we feel obligated as tourists to go up in the CN Tower. We've been to Casa Loma. You have public transportation. We don't have that in the United States, except in rare cities like San Francisco. San Francisco's will compare. But I was here in December for an AIDS conference, and my friend from New York and I took the subway, and he was really like, I'm not sure I want to do this. It's like, trust me, pal. We'll do this fine, Bruce. And he's like, it doesn't smell like urine. And I'm like, Bruce, you grew up in New York City. You've lived there your entire life. Not everybody pees on the subway train.
I don't like this. Why is it I don't like this, sir? I go back.
So what do you think it is about Toronto? What makes it so special?
Well, it's one of the best places to live in the world. Doesn't have any major earthquakes, no major outbreaks of diseases, no major outbreaks of warfare.
What's your favorite thing to do in the city?
Oh, you say listen to TV or the radio and play chess.
When did you move here?
Oh my God, came here with my parents in about 1960. First time I ever saw Toronto was in 1954. They still had horse-drawn milk wagons, and they had big wagons drawn by big draft horses loaded with cordwood for the wood stoves in Toronto. And right over here where the Sheraton Centre Hotel is, that used to be Shea's Theatre. It was a vaudeville theatre originally, and then next to it was the Casino Burlesque Theatre where all the strippers were. And then the last guy to play the Shea's Theatre was Elvis Presley. And everybody was going, who's this young kid Elvis? What's that all about? And Toronto was a lot smaller city, that was a lot better run than now. Every one of these streets had streetcars on them. The highest building was the Royal York Hotel over there.
What's been your hardest challenge being in the city this long?
Oh God. Just staying alive, I guess. I beat cancer 4 times.
Diego, yes,
Diego.
My name is Diego.
Okay, and Diego, where are you from, and what brought you to Toronto?
I'm from Brazil. I'm 23 years old, and what brought me to Toronto, I was kind of escaping from violence in my country. I don't have so many opportunities there, so I think Canada is a good place to try a new life, so that's why I am here.
How long have you been in Toronto?
Now 8 months.
8 months?
8 months, yeah.
Wow. What's been your biggest challenge being in the city?
Biggest challenge, I think since I left my family, my friends, my girlfriend, my job and my career, I think making the new life from the scratch is being the biggest challenge for sure, yeah.
Is it what you pictured your new life would be so far?
It's been better. It's been better, yeah. I miss everyone, but I think Canada and Toronto, they help you to feel home. They accept everybody, so it's been better, yeah. I think to be a member of the city, you have to be open-minded. That's the first thing, because Toronto, you see people from the whole world, so you have to respect and accept other cultures. You have to accept LGBT community. You cannot support at all racism and bullshit like that. So you just have to respect everyone. You'll be just fine.
Yo.